Okay, so my name's Mark Sumner. I'm one of the lecturers within the Electrical and Electronic Engineering Department, and I'd like to talk to you about opportunities outside of studying within Nottingham itself, opportunities to get experience that will really enhance your CV. And these basically boil down into two categories. One is to study abroad for a year, and one is to get some experience of working within industry. So the year abroad, studying for a year abroad, gives you a wonderful opportunity to study your course, but in a completely different environment, a completely different atmosphere. And there's two ways you can do this. One is to go to one of our University of Nottingham campuses, either in Malaysia or in China, or the other is to go and study abroad at one of these institutions as part of Universitas 21. If you decide on the first option, then going to the University of Nottingham in Malaysia or the University of Nottingham in China and in Bo campus, then you go and study the course, exactly the same course as if you were studying it here. It's our sister campus. They are accredited in the same way that we are. Their taught material is exactly the same as ours. It's just that you're studying somewhere with a different climate, different foods, different culture, and it's a wonderful way to experience a completely different way of living for a year or so without interrupting your studies. Universitas 21 is a slightly different mechanism. It's a competitive mechanism, but it offers you the opportunity to go and study your third year of an MEng course as if you were studying it here. So universities in Melbourne or Vancouver, we've had a look at their courses, their third year of their courses, and accredited them as if they were you were studying them here as well. So it's not a perfect match, but we think there's a close enough match for you to be able to go and study there for a year and then come back and join us for your final year. But again, it's a brilliant opportunity to go somewhere different to study one of the years of your course and gain experience of a completely different culture. And then looking at year in industry, then there's been some external research done in the past that really does emphasise the fact that if you get some experience of working in industry as part of your university course, it really does help when you come to get your final job when you graduate. This market research that was done in 2016 sort of indicates that it really enhances your CV and promotes you amongst your competitors when you're trying to get the job that you really want when you come to graduate. And we're very, very keen to have our students get some close involvement with industry. So we're very proud of our links with industry. We have very, very close ties through our research. We work with companies to develop and to research different technologies across the whole board of electrical and electronic engineering. We're accredited by the relevant professional institution, the IET, so that means the quality of what we teach is excellent. But we use our industrial links to create a professional industrial advisory board, and they give us input into what we teach and how we teach it. So they've had a very, very big influence on our course redevelopment over the last 4 or 5 years with our move to having a more project-based way of teaching. These guys from industry also come in to give lectures as well, guest lectures, so they can talk about the practice of certain things that we teach you the theory of within our courses. They can give you the real insight as to how those things are used within industry. They provide opportunities for industrial visits as well, so you can go and see how industry works, go and look around factories and research labs and so on. They contribute to industrial awareness, so they come along and help advise you on how industry works from an intellectual property point of view and a commerce point of view. And they provide excellent ideas for the final year projects that you'll do later on. But the real benefit to you of our links with industry is this opportunity for doing industrial placements. And that can either be as a summer vacation, spending your summer holidays working for a company, or as a whole year placement. And what will happen is that we will advertise opportunities to you throughout the academic year when we find out about them. We can provide services within the faculty to help you write CVs, help you write covering letters, because you have to take these as job applications. The companies will want to interview you before recruiting you. We can provide support for interviews as well, so we can do practice interviews, mock assessment days, so that you can understand how you need to prepare for the interviews for real. And hopefully we can provide you with all the necessary skills that you need to get that placement and really enhance your CV. The other thing that I want to talk about is a couple of industrial sponsorship schemes as well. So one of them is the E3 Academy, and this is primarily for people who are on an electrical engineering degree or an electrical and electronic engineering degree. So these companies that you can see here work in the industry of using electricity to process power, whether it's for the power systems part of what we do, or whether it's for manufacturing industry, or whether it's even for more electric transport. These companies are interested in engineers who understand power electronics and control of power. And the E3 Academy offers a scholarship of around £2,500 each year, and they also provide summer placement work for you as well. So these are really good ways to get experience during your course of how industry works and what engineers do for real, and also get some money along the way. These are very competitive, but it's very, very, very good idea to at least have a look at the webpage for this E3 Academy, just to see what it's entailed to go through the application process. The first stage is really easy. And applications are about now, April, May time in the year just before you're hoping to start studying. So this is the time to apply for the E3 Academy. The other sponsorship scheme we're associated with is the EKESF, the UK Electronic Skills Foundation. Companies here are more focused on processing of information, electronic engineering. But again, they provide work placements over the summer. They provide a bursary whilst you're at university as well. And again, it's a great way to get some excellent experience of working within industry. So we'd highly recommend this. This is something you would apply for in your first year of study. So it's not before university. It's something that you would look at once you're here. So the last thing I really want to talk about is one of our recent graduates, Dan Sanham, who graduated in 2017. And he made the most of his various opportunities whilst he was at university. So in his first year, he came along as a fresh student and wanted just to make the most of what we had in Nottingham. So he joined societies, such as rowing. He learnt to row, which is something he'd never done before, and joined various other societies. But he decided for the second year of his study, he wanted to go to our China campus in Ningbo. And that's what he did. He went there. He found the accommodation was very cheap out there. The fees were cheaper than they are in Nottingham. So he managed to not spend as much money. He certainly saved some money whilst he was out there. And then he managed to use that to travel around. So this is a picture on the right-hand side, shows him on the Great Wall of China, but he travelled around the whole of the southeast area. In year 3, he decided he wanted to do a year in industry, and he was very, very adventurous with that. He applied to Renault Formula One and Infinity Cars. And he thinks that because he'd shown the adventure of going off to China, that really improved his CV for the application for the year in industry. So he got that placement with Renault Formula One. He spent some time with the Formula One race team when they were travelling around the world. He spent a lot of time with Infinity Cars, learning about road car manufacture. And then when he came back to Nottingham, he decided he wanted his final year project to help him get his final job that he wanted with Renault Formula One. So his final year project was on battery management systems, specifically for our electric motorbike team and also for our student Formula team. And now he is working with Renault Formula One, so he's got his dream job. And the year in China and the year in industry really did help him get that. So these are good examples of some of the opportunities that you can take when you're at university as well. Just quickly running on a few other things, we have a ShockSoc here, so it's a social society amongst our engineering students to help you to meet second, third and fourth years when you get here to find out about the course. We have a hack space, so if there's any things that you want to build for yourself outside of the curriculum, I've had students who've wanted to build guitar amplifiers and guitar effects pedals, for example. We've got an area, a lab space, where you can go along and use equipment and have support from technicians to do that. And if you're somebody who's really wanting to do a research career rather than an industrial career, then it's possible to do summer placements within one of our research groups as well. So there's opportunities all across the board to get experience as part of our undergraduate courses. So hopefully that's been of use to you in looking at what opportunities there are outside of studying specifically our course.